Page 14, Smoothies. It's at the bottom of the page. In this lesson, they're introducing you to a thing called legato. There's a thing in music we call articulation. It's how you express the note. There's more to it than just playing the note. So this is a good time because now things are going to get a little more involved. Now, if you are struggling, then don't go on. Go back, review everything again, make sure you know the names of the notes, and you can play with the hands together and everything, and no hesitations. And you're starting to remember where your fingers are. You don't have to look down all the time. Because when we start getting into articulation, this is going to be like a lifetime struggle from now on. We're going to be working on articulation. This is a big thing. The first one they give you isn't too bad because it's what we've been doing all along. Legato for piano simply means connect the notes. Now, people will say, play smoothly. You can't play smoothly on a piano because a piano's percussive. You play a note, and then it dies away. And you play a note, and then it dies away. And you play a note, and that's not smooth. A wind instrument or a violin or something like that, they can play note after note and connect the notes. That's smooth. This clarinet or something where they're not tonguing the notes, they're just blowing and changing, that's smooth. Piano can't do that. But we can connect the notes, and that's close enough. Now, the symbol, the musical symbol to tell you to connect the notes is that curved line. It's the same curved line as the tie. Looks exactly the same. You see that curved line actually has 4 or 5 different uses in music. And you get to try and figure out which use let's see, I see a curved line, but now what's it for? Because it could be for different things. That's fun. Oh, it's like a puzzle to figure out. Well, the ties are easy enough to figure out because it's a curved line between 2 notes and they're the same note. You see that? It's a tie. A curved line here, the notes are different. Like at the top, they show you the example. You have 3 notes and they're slurred together. We call it a slur. When you play it connected like that, we slur it. So this curved line in that case is called a slur. The other case is called a tie. So a slur, you just connect the notes. Well, big deal. That's what we've been doing. In today's environment, today's music, when there isn't anything marked in the music to tell you anything, your default, or the thing you do first, is connect the notes. Then later on, you experimenting with it, you can try disconnecting the notes. And we'll talk about that more in the next lesson. Now they give an example here in the workout. Let's just go over this because it's really kind of tricky and it's important. That first one, you get a G in the first measure, and you get an F in the second measure, F and a G together, and then you get an E, F, G together in this one here, okay? Well, that G, you see the curve, that's tied. So you play the G down and just hold it down. That's it, because those G's are tied. But the F, you play that, you add it to the G. There, see? Now the F's are tied. So now you're going to hold the F down. And in the third measure, you just add the E to it. Here, and then here, and then here. This is how that works. And yes, you'll run across it in music. We have to be very careful about it. The second one is for treble clef here. You start with a C, and that's tied all the way across. You're just going to hold it down. And the second measure, you have a D, so you add that to it. Now that D is tied, so you're going to hold that down. And third measure, you just add the E to it. There. And that's how it works. Now, those are ties. Now, there's no slurs in those. And the next one, letter C, they have slurs. And this is what we just normally do. You just connect them. However, sometimes you'll lift up between the slurs and sometimes you don't. Isn't that wonderful? Confused yet? Let's stick around, it gets better. There's a repeat sign there on C. You can play it twice. You lift up between them. Lift up. Just a little lift. Just a little lift. Like taking a breath. The beat stays the same. You're just cutting that whole note just a little bit short so you get time to lift up before you go on. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I just lift it up like taking a breath. That's all. Now, you don't always lift up between slurs. I could play that repeated and connect it. Yeah, that's fine too. It depends on the music and what the music needs. All a slur is telling you to do is connect the notes within the slur. That's important because a little later on, we're going to twist that all around. So get this first. And then the last one, the E, the last line, E and F, they show you there. They're all slurred together. You just connect them. So this articulation or expression, like slurs and connect, not connect, and all this stuff, I have to add that to my process, or the process, not my process, the process for learning a piece of music. And I do this before I do the dynamics. So I'll do this after I get the notes and fingering all worked out. Then I add the articulation. So let's do that in Smoothies. Look it over. It's one line long with a repeat. So we're going to repeat it. The clef signs are treble and bass clef. The time signature is 4/4 time. The hands are playing one at a time, so take both hands together. The right hand is here, and the left hand is here. And I can't believe it. That's the only finger numbers they gave you. Finally, they're not giving you a bunch of other finger numbers. It's just here. And it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get the idea? Okay. So I get the notes and the rhythms worked out. Then I go back over carefully. I get rid of any hesitations. And I can play this without looking at the keyboard. And then once I do that, then I do the articulation. Because when I first learn a piece of music, I connect everything. And there's reasons for that. I'll get into it more when the music gets more difficult. Right now, just get into the habit if you can. When you're first learning it, just connect it. Everything together if you can. You can't always, but you do the best you can. Here, they're telling us with the slurs to connect it. Well, I've already done that because I already connected it when I learned it. So this is handy. However, when I get to the end of the line and I repeat, I'm going to lift up, like taking a breath. So at the last two measures and repeat. Lift up. There's just a little bit of silence. It's like taking a breath. Because that lifting up like that, that's again part of articulation. Nothing tells you to. Music doesn't tell you everything. We add in this other interpretive ideas, and that is part of interpretation. The dynamics, the slurs and stuff, the lifting up, like I'm telling you, it's all part of interpreting. The natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Yeah. And there's more to it, and we'll get that in later lessons. This is good enough for now, I think. Then once I have the articulation, then I add the dynamics. MF is mezzo forte or moderately loud, and it's all melody. So whatever you think moderately loud is, just not loud, sort of loud. Okay, and then the speed, smoothly. It's not a speed; it's a mood, sort of. And the slurs tell you to do it smoothly. So just however fast you'd sing it, I don't know, somewhere in the middle, somewhere, huh? Don't copy me. That's how I might play it this time. Later on, I'd play it different, I'm sure. You feel it. Get into it and feel this music. Let's play it together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. Shouldn't be a problem. Let's do it anyway. I'll give us 4 counts. And we will repeat it. 1, 2, ready, go. 4. Repeat. 4.